It was 2:03 a.m. when my phone buzzed on the nightstand. At first I ignored it, half asleep, half buried under the heavy quiet of the house. But the second buzz came quickly, sharp and insistent. I reached out, squinting at the glow of the screen. "Hey, can't sleep. Miss you." The message was from Emily, my wife. For a moment, warmth flickered in my chest. Then it died just as quickly when I noticed the timestamp. She wasn't home. She was supposed to be staying at her friend Lena's place after their girls' night. I blinked at the message again. Something didn't sit right. The words felt too casual, too deliberate, like something written for show. Type back. "Miss you too. How's Lena?" The reply came 30 seconds later. "Already asleep. Just me awake. You." My jaw tightened. Lena, according to Emily, had been sick all week. I'd overheard Emily tell her she'd bring soup and company. So why were they up until 2 a.m.? Why was Emily texting me instead of already asleep beside her friend? I stared at the ceiling fan turning slowly above me, every quiet rotation feeding a gnawing unease. Something was off. Then on impulse I replied. "Funny. I just saw Lena's story. She's at her boyfriend's place tonight." Lie. But I wanted to see what she'd say. The 3 little dots appeared, then vanished. Peered again, then gone. No response. I waited. Minutes stretched into something unbearable. My chest felt heavy, and I could hear my heartbeat thudding in my ears. Finally the phone lit up again. Wait, what? Maybe she posted that earlier. Anyway, I'm tired. Talk tomorrow. The words felt scrambled, rushed. She was lying, I could feel it in my bones. I sat up, rubbing my hands over my face. For months things had felt different. The late work calls, the weekend brunches with friends I'd never met, the faint scent of cologne on her coat that wasn't mine. And now this. I took a long breath, steadying myself. Then I typed the message that changed everything. "You left your iPad at home. It just lit up with your texts. Want me to read them to you?" The phone went still. 30 seconds. "Issy. Rainy." Typing. "Wait, don't touch it. I'll come home. Just wait." Panic. Real, naked panic bleeding through every word. And that was when I knew. By the time her car pulled into the driveway 40 minutes later, I was sitting at the kitchen table, lights on, phone face down beside a cold cup of coffee. The door opened softly. Emily stepped in, hair slightly disheveled, eyes wide and glassy. "Hey," she said, voice trembling. "You're up." I didn't answer. Just looked at her. She swallowed. "Why did you text that?" "My iPad is right where you left it," I said quietly. "Untouched." Her lips parted. Relief flashed across her face, then disappeared when I added. "Didn't need to look. Your reaction said everything." She flinched like I'd struck her. "Daniel, it's not." "Don't lie," I cut in, my voice low. "Please. Not tonight." For a moment, the kitchen felt suffocatingly small. The hum of the refrigerator filled the silence between us, and I could smell the faint trace of unfamiliar aftershave clinging to her clothes. "Who is he?" asked. Tears welled in her eyes. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is." She hesitated, just a heartbeat too long. Then the dam broke. "His name's Evan. He's someone from work." It started months ago. I didn't mean for it to happen. I felt the words hit me like a physical blow. My chest tightened, breath shallow. "You didn't mean for it to happen," I repeated, my voice breaking. "You just fell and landed in his arms." She covered her face, sobbing. "I was lonely, Daniel. You were always distant, buried in work, barely looking at me anymore. I just wanted to feel wanted again." Her words sliced deeper than she probably intended. Because she wasn't completely wrong. Work had consumed me. I'd been distracted. But betrayal. That wasn't an accident. It was a choice. I stood up, unable to stay seated any longer. "You could have talked to me, Emily. You could have said anything. But you didn't. You lied. Repeatedly." "I know," she whispered. And I hate myself for it. She stepped closer, reaching out, but I moved back. The space between us felt like a chasm now. Years of trust collapsing into rubble. Was tonight one of those nights with him? Yes. She didn't answer. Her silence told me everything. Where? Press. Hotel. His place. Please, Daniel, she cried, shaking her head. I can't. Then I'll imagine it for you, I said bitterly. You leaving here, smiling at me, saying you'll check on Lena. Then laughing with him, touching his arm, maybe his hand brushing yours. And me, home alone, still believing you. Her knees buckled, and she sank into a chair, crying so hard her words came out in fragments. I ended it tonight, she gasped. That's why I texted you. I was scared. Guilty. I didn't know what to say. Scared of what? Of losing you. That line almost made me laugh. You lost me the moment you made him an option. The clock ticked loudly in the silence that followed. 2:57 a.m. I wanted to scream, to throw something, but all I felt was exhaustion. Do you love him? I asked quietly. She hesitated, then shook her head. No, I don't think I ever did. But you loved the way he made you feel, I said flatly. She nodded through tears. I walked toward the window, staring out into the dark street, the wind rustling the leaves on the oak tree we'd planted together 5 years ago. It hit me then. How something could look alive even as it quietly decayed. Behind me, Emily whispered. Can we fix this? Please. Her voice was so small I almost didn't hear it. I turned to face her. You can't fix something you've shattered without caring how deep the cracks go. Her eyes searched mine desperately. I'll do anything, Daniel. Therapy, honesty, whatever you want. Just don't give up on us. And for a moment I almost faltered. Because despite everything, I still saw the woman I married. The one who used to fall asleep on my shoulder during road trips, who laughed too hard at bad movies, who once told me she couldn't imagine a life without me. But that woman felt like a memory now, something buried beneath months of lies. I don't know, I said finally, my voice barely above a whisper. I don't know if I can ever look at you the same way. She broke again, sobbing into her hands. Let her. I couldn't comfort her. Not when the wound she caused still bled inside me. After a long while, she stood, wiping her face. I'll go to my sister's for a few days, she murmured. Give you space. I didn't stop her. She grabbed her keys, hesitated at the door, then turned back. Daniel. That text you sent about the iPad. You knew, didn't you? I met her eyes. I had to know how guilty you were before I believed what I already felt. Her lips trembled. You did. And then she was gone. The house felt heavier after she left. I sat there until dawn, the first light creeping through the blinds, turning the kitchen pale and cold. Her coffee mug still sat on the counter from yesterday morning. Her jacket hung by the door. All these small pieces of her life, scattered like reminders of what used to be whole. I picked up my phone one last time. There were no new messages, no explanations, only silence. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel the need to check. I deleted our chat thread, powered the phone off, and whispered to the empty room. You wanted to feel wanted, Emily. Well, I hope you realize, I did too. Then I stood, walked to the window, and watched the morning sun burn away the night that had changed everything. Because sometimes, love doesn't die in shouting matches or slammed doors. Sometimes it dies quietly, at 2 a.m. with a single text that says, "Miss you," and a reply that finally tells the truth.